Well, hello. How is everybody today? Here we are, episode 6. Doing it in secret. Haven't put out there that I'm doing it on the Facebooks. We'll see. We'll see who finds me on here. But good to see you all. Hope you're all doing well. Have a large list of things I want to talk about. Has been a couple weeks since we've gone live, and today's a big day. That's why I wanted to do it. I got my first signed contract today. I'm so excited. I am realtoring. Very neat stuff. It's a condo for a friend here in town, and I think he got a really good deal. You know, it's been very interesting. We put 6 contracts in. All of them got denied. So I've been really learning, really moving forward, figuring out what can somebody get their hands on. You know, there's no fighting the hungry Webster mom with 2 kids that needs a place. We can't compete with her. So we have to compete with people that don't have kids, that don't want an investment property, you know, someplace where they're not going to live. So mostly I've been working with a lot of people looking for investment properties, and that's been a good thing. You know, it's a good thing for St. Louis. There's a lot of people out there looking to make an investment right now, and I think a lot of people have been cooped up. They got a taste of freedom here with the COVID restrictions easing, and now that COVID is going to go back in lockdown, I think people are starting to panic and figuring that, you know, the best investment might be some real estate, you know, might be a rental property, because people are going to need to rent. People need a place to live. People want amenities, you know, so people are looking at places that have a pool and some recreation built in, you know, a tennis court, a workout room, and maybe the chance to socialize with other people if they live in somewhat of a community. You know, I think people are learning that, you know, when you're locked down in your house, you can go for a long time and not see people, you know, and that sort of isolation cannot be healthy. You know, it can be an unhealthy thing. So maybe people are starting to think about things like that. My coffee cup's empty. Boy, I should have rethought that one before I hit the live button. Well, what's going on, St. Louis and the rest of the nation and world? Once again, on here, we're not going to talk politics. So we're going to talk about fun things and positive things. So I have a whole list of that stuff. You know, I guess last week was, you know, a big part of my life is old Jerry Garcia. I know everybody likes Jerry. Here's something that actually says the Grateful Dead on it right there. That's made for me by my good friend 2-Ton Tommy, good old Tom Keller. He's the guy that puts the roof on the Superdome and buildings like that. He's a roofer of really big things. So if anybody needs a roofer that does things like the Superdome, so if you have a Superdome-sized roof and you need some roofing, reach out to Tom Keller, 2-Ton Tommy, down in Louisiana, and he's today's sponsor. Thank you so much for your sponsorship, Tom. Once again, we've got his artwork. I actually have a number of pieces of his artwork hanging up in my home. There's one right over there that you can't see right now. But once again, today's episode brought to you by 2-Ton Tommy, Tom Keller. Yes. So Jerry Week. Oh, gosh, it's been a long time since Jerry passed away. And they had a couple events, you know, I guess it was a couple weeks ago now. I don't do these shows that often. I should do them more. But, oh, boy, I went and saw an event down at the Tower Grove Park in the little amphitheater there that Brad Sarno had put together with some guys from Alligator Wine and not Alligator Wine. It was, sorry for that. Alligator Wine played later in the day at Tower Grove Park, and that was great. They are my favorite local band. Let's plug Alligator Wine. One of today's sponsors, Alligator Wine. local St. Louis Grateful Dead band, and oh my, are they good. I saw them just last weekend at Broadway Oyster Bar, and their Jack a Row jam was stellar. It, as you know, I've broken my leg and I'm on a little wheelie cart, but I was forced to rise out of my chair and fist pump. It was so good. They really hit it. But what I also wanted to talk about was Brad Sarno, local super genius, and he put together a Grateful Dead band that played down at Tower Grove, and it had Cannon DeWeese in it and some guys from, and I should have made better notes, but I saw them at, well, either way, they were great. And they did a morning dew, which I posted onto this here YouTube channel. Look at that. And I have all the guys' names in there, I believe, properly added. So have a look at that video. Gosh, it's good. So good. I stayed outside in the park area because I had spot and it was a no dog type thing. But man, it was great. And another great event this week was my buddy Shrikant, and he did an event at his studio there in Maplewood, Kalinga Studios, which is a really neat thing. It's the old Smith Lee Studios there in Maplewood, and he has completely renovated it, really updated it, made it really cool and inviting, and has a slew of engineers available for your help. He's a local visionary. He actually won an award for being a visionary. Isn't that right, Shrikant? Shrikant Chalapa. And him and I did a movie project long ago, which was a lot of fun. That's how we met. Back when I was a campaign manager for a gentleman named Dan Byington running for Congress. Dan Byington for Congress. Congressman Byington would have been a very entertaining congressman. But alas, he ran in the Libertarian Party and was not elected. But boy, did we learn a lot about politics. He ran against Dick Gephardt. They've actually made a movie about it called, I believe, American Candidate. You might be able to find that online. You want to see a very fat me looking like I'm about to burst like a ripe plum in some stressful environments. It could be entertaining for you. But yeah, Shrikant had an open house at his studio. It was very well attended. A number of bands played inside the studio. They had snacks and drinks. I know you saw about it because I posted it all over social media over and over again. And it was really a neat thing. I'm really proud of Shrikant and all he's accomplished. You know, he's a competent filmmaker and a very competent entrepreneur that has started a couple of businesses that have done very well for himself. And I think we can all be proud of him. So be sure to reach out to Kalinga Studios there in Maplewood. One of today's sponsors, Kalinga Studios, Maplewood, Missouri. Be sure to reach out and give them a call. Really neat. Some cool things that have come up here in St. Louis, some real estate deals that I've seen are the Gateway, the Greenway that used to be TrailNet. They got a huge grant of like $900,000, I believe, to create a park on the Missouri side of the Chain of Rocks Bridge. And that is just really neat. I was involved with TrailNet when they took over the Chain of Rocks Bridge. We put a fire truck out there for people to climb on and made it really neat. And they do the Eagle Days. And it's just a really great way to see the river and to experience the river right there below the confluence. Reach out to trailnet.org and you can see what events they have out there. You can get out there and go out on the bridge. My buddy Kevin Keach, he's the smartest guy I know. He actually won Jeopardy, I think, twice. You can reach out to him directly, Kevin Keach at TrailNet. He'd love to hear from you. I'm sure he wants you to call. Ask him an obscure question. I bet he knows the answer. it's a really neat thing. They're going to develop a park down there and make that whole area much more accessible down off Riverview. So it's well worth going to see. Hopefully somebody will buy Bob Cassidy's old place, concrete land or cement land. I see that has a for sale sign on it. So maybe some visionary investor will buy that, and that end of town can start making a really neat comeback. Because once again, I feel that that area between the Arch and Chain of Rocks Bridge is, especially along the river, Broadway and Riverview there, Cass, that whole area, that is just like ripe for development. It is great views of the river, great infrastructure as part of St. Louis, and it offers a lot. And it has a lot of neat history, not only history as America, but history as prior to the colonization of the Native Americans here. And it was just a huge part of the Mississippian culture there around Mound Street. I know I brought this up in the last video where that was just such a huge part of the Native American culture. There's a large cave system underground there. And it's an untapped gem and resource for the city. That is all going to be cool buildings and high rises and renovated areas and entertainment. Mark my words, that's coming for those neighborhoods. I've got a listing down there, Shady Jack's. Anybody that wants to own something like a biker bar, which it is now, or I think the ultimate use for it is to create it into something very similar to Fast Eddie's, but where that money stays on this side of the river, and the events that happen just like at Fast Eddie's happen on this side of the river. It's got 60,000 square feet of parking, and it's an amazing opportunity. I urge anyone to check out my listing on that. Be the king of St. Louis if you had that. Topgolf. Who's been? Everybody loves it. I haven't gone yet, but as soon as my foot's healed, I'm going to go and hit some balls. I think it's a really neat thing. You know, they have one out in Chesterfield, but the city just announced that they're going to put one down on Choteau, downtown. It is going to be so cool. And another huge thing for that part of the city. Now you've got the mapping center going in. You've got Topgolf. You have the new soccer stadium, the St. Louis City Soccer Club. That's going to go crazy. We know how this town feels about soccer, right? Or football, but I think it's going to be crazy. And you've seen just what the development is happening down there in that part of town, how cool it is. You know, it's just amazing. Really excited about it. I think that's just going to be another big feather in St. Louis's cap. And, you know, one thing that Kim has been doing, she's working with a friend of ours, Dave, that has a cool property down on Jefferson. And they're going to be putting in a commissary kitchen and an event space. And that's right on Jefferson by 44. So anybody that needs access to a commissary kitchen or needs some office space, Kim is managing that building, and it is a neat property. Fenced parking right at 44 and Jefferson. I mean, just right there, and a really nice building. And one thing that we learned is that we went down to City Hall to figure out exactly what we need to do. And St. Louis City, down at City Hall, has a business development office. And oh my gosh, have those ladies been so helpful. They help you with your permits and your inspection, and they make all the contacts. She actually got up out of her desk and walked us down the hallway to personally introduce us to the other offices and who we should talk to in there. It was, you know, you hear things about a city and how they don't help the people and how they hinder development. Well, I'll tell you what, that office of business development there at St. Louis City Hall. Kim, what was the lady's name at the business development office? The lady at the business development office, what's her name? What? No. She's too far away and she can't hear me. And I'm just yelling upstairs on live video. I'm a hillbilly. Spot. I hear Spot. Come here. Come here. Spot. Up, up, up. Up, up, up. Everybody say hi to Spot. There he is. There's my boy. He's a good boy. What a good boy. Spot's a good boy. He likes everybody. He loves to run and play. So yeah, reach out to the Office of Business Development there. It's on the 3rd floor of City Hall. And any chance you get to go to City Hall is fun. I'd never been up to the 3rd floor. The views of the Great Hall there, all the flags, all the pictures. That's a neat thing to see. All the pictures in City Hall. They have all these historic pictures. I find myself just wandering around looking at the art and the photographs on the wall. It really is neat. You know, that building is a real jewel. Oh, I see. You know, we talk about the entertainment industry and things getting canceled. Jazz Fest, I guess, Panic canceled a show. I was asking if you knew that lady's name down at City Hall.
Dorothy.
Is it Dorothy? What?
Dorothy.
Yeah, and what was the name of the office?
The business office.
The business development or just business office?
Business development.
You're live. Do you want to say hi?
No.
Kim says hi, everybody. Yeah, so it's Dorothy, Miss Dorothy there at the business development office at City Hall. Call and talk to her. Man, is she handy. But yeah, you've got shows being canceled now here. String Cheese has canceled, I think, 4 or 5 shows on their tour. St. Louis, 2 nights at the Big Top being one of them due to COVID. I think you'll see a lot of people not coming to Missouri and Arkansas and these Midwest states where the surge is so high. Jazz Fest canceled. I believe it was another festival in New Orleans just canceled. You know, it's definitely going to be these hotter states that are going to be canceling their shows, and that's a great sadness. I know many of my my friends hard at work out there, hoping to get back to work, or hard out of work is what it is really. That so many people don't have work right now, and we're very excited to get back to it. You know, and it's a great sadness. So let's do all we can to support these venues that are happening. Like, you know, I know the factory is up and running out there, and they just instituted some COVID protocol that should help protect the workers, which is very important. And I don't know what else as far as that, you know, just if you know someone in the entertainment industry, be sure to reach out. And, you know, there was another event, speaking of reaching out, I have had, I found a tragedy that happened here. And I know I want to keep it upbeat, but, you know, it's definitely, I found out that a very close friend from the past had passed away. And nobody knew about it for quite some time. Until actually the guy that maintains his lawn discovered that there was a problem. And that's really all I'm going to say about that. But the real message here is follow up, call people, reach out to your friends, reach out to your loved ones, even if they're kind of acquaintances, especially if they're home alone and elderly, you know, and don't have a lot of people in their lives. Make sure you reach out, and just, if you don't hear back, dig a little deeper, you know, see what you can find out. Make sure they're okay. I sure do wish I would have done that, because I thought about this friend a lot and I just hadn't reached out. And that will now haunt me for the rest of my life. So that's enough seriousness there. What else is up? Just super excited about my first signed contract. I think I mentioned that earlier, but I'll mention it again. I got a signed contract. Number one, I finally sold something. Very excited. Boy, did we have trouble finding a place. I did mention this earlier. I forget what I talked about. I just like hearing the sound of my own voice. Hopefully you guys like hearing the sound of my own voice because you're going to listen. What else is fun in St. Louis this week? Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. The International Festival. That's happening at Tower Grove, or I believe at Tower Grove Park. And they're also doing part of it at the 9 Mile Garden. And if you haven't checked out 9 Mile Garden, check it out. It's a great concept. It's the wave of the future. It's how an entertainment venue should be modeled at this point, at least like in COVID. They're outside. They have food trucks. They sell beer. And it's a neat concept. 9 Mile Garden, Afton, Missouri. Give it a look. Go there. Enjoy it. It really is a neat thing. And that International Festival down at Tower Grove, that's a lot of fun. And especially, one thing that I've always highlighted about St. Louis is our diversity. We were an interesting landing spot here, kind of at the end of civilization. People colonized this country from east to west. Well, the Mississippi River, once you got across the Mississippi River, this was the big city. And beyond here was the great unknown. So it was the big provisioning spot. You would provision yourself for your long trek out to California. You would get your wagon, you would get your hide, you would get everything you needed here. And so it was a big jumping off point. That's why they built the arch here, the gateway to the west. This is what it was. But, once again, pre-colonization, this was also the largest Native American city in North America, or at least in our area of North America. Once you get into Central America, certainly things a lot bigger. But this was it. This was the big one, the Mississippian culture. And I urge you, if you haven't investigated the Mississippian culture, and especially the site here at Cahokia, give it a look. If you haven't been to the museum over there, so great. If you haven't done any research on it at all, just look it up. Read the Wikipedia on it, and all that went on here. It was really great. And once again, it's because of the bounty of the Missouri and the Mississippi rivers coming together up there at the confluence. So it's just an amazing thing and something really, really cool that we had here. And, you've got all that going on here, and that added to the diversity of St. Louis, right? And over the years, many migrants have settled here. The Irish, the Italian, the Lebanese, the Bosnian. Now I hear we're getting a bunch of Afghan refugees, and I think those immigrants have created a vibrant culture, a unique culture that only St. Louis has to offer. I go to other cities outside of like New York, Chicago, LA, where they have these huge, vibrant cultural hubs. And St. Louis is just a little mini microcosm of that. We have so much to offer as far as diverse foods. Just down the street, my friend Rebecca, shout out to you, Rebecca, pointed out today that she saw an article on PBS that was about diverse cultures, and pointed out our community here in St. Louis, which is called Webster Groves. And I know it was the Bosnian place just right up the street, because that place is getting huge rave reviews and one of the top 50 new restaurants in the country. And I wish I could think of the name of it right now. That's bad. I'm going to work on my notes. but hopefully somebody will know the name of it and comment. We're coming up at 25 minutes, so that's about all I'm going to do today. Just wanted to get another one of these out there. There was a lot to talk about, and I wanted to bring up a lot of these cool things that are happening here in St. Louis. That's really all I got. Love one another. Be nice to one another. Take care of one another. Reach out to your friends. Look after one another. You know, these times are tough. People are having hard times. People struggle. You know, oh, a shout out to Jack Mento, Jack and Ann. There's a fire near them. And, you know, let's all send positive energy to Jack and Ann, Jack Mento. I'd take a bullet for that guy. I'd bust him out of jail. Jack. Okay, let's all do it. Let's all send Jack some good energy right now. Just like you're choking him. Jack! Yeah. I think that would be good. Yeah. I think whenever you send energy to Jack, you want to do it like you're choking him. That's why I do it, and it, you know, helps. Kim's looking at me like I'm crazy. Kim, come over here and get on camera. Kim, say hello.
Really?
Kim, come over here and get on camera. Kim's refusing to get on camera. I think a towel is a perfectly acceptable outfit, but she disagrees. Well, thank you all for watching. Much love to you all. Be safe. For any real estate concerns in the St. Louis area, or Missouri for that matter, please feel free to reach out. You can check out my website at www.grassoland.com. And for any bookkeeping needs, be sure to reach out to Kim or myself at hhcconsults.com. We do web development, bookkeeping services. Kim has even got into property management. So, and also remember that if you need an office space or commissary kitchen, reach out to her as well. That's Kim Murphy. Kim, what's your email?
STLH.
Right? Kim Murphy, STLH.com. Kim Murphy.
Gmail.com.
Oh, Kim Murphy, STLH at gmail.com. You would think I would know that. But once again, I did not refill my coffee, so that did not work. And also, check out on Netflix, Fantastic Fungi. If you haven't seen that yet, that's all I got to say about that. Take care. See ya. And remember, Jack. All right. Bye now.